Welcome, fellow travelers. My name is mrBok and I'm joining Chibi and Virtek at the Golden Feather. Come on in, grab a seat and let's share tales of adventure.
Hello, and welcome to the Golden Feather Tavern, where your hosts, Chibi and Virtek, discuss Ashes of Creation and important topics spoken about within the Ashes community. Every week, we invite you, the viewer, and a special guest to pull up a chair, grab a pint, and join the conversation with us. Today is the 6th of July. Oh, sorry. My brain is, there we go. Aha, yes, the 6th of July, 2024. And we are on episode 214, 214, Bok to the Future. And the traveling bard joining us today is mrBok. And how are you doing today, friend?
Yeah, hello. Nice to be here. Thank you for invitation. It was very exciting to me to join your show.
Did you say Vera exciting?
Yeah.
Very exciting. I love it. And Chibi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty good. Got my new potion bottles in.
Ooh.
Thanks to SG. So thank you, Abarat, by the way. I took a swig on your behalf of my mysterious Nikua potion. So
Love it.
not sure what it does, but it tastes good.
Oh my gosh. So what do we have on tap today?
Today we are finally covering the server meshing. For those of you that know, they had to, or don't know rather, they had to push back the live stream to July instead of the end of June. So instead of reacting and talking about it with Pockets, we are doing that with mrBok. And also maybe a little bit of random topic into the A1 expectations, joining into the Ashes of Creation testing environment for Alpha 2. But primarily, of course, we're going to talk about mrBok himself.
So
I am ready.
you are ready. I love it. So for those who do not know of you and have not bumped into you, can you tell some folks who you are, what kind of content and stuff you do?
Yeah, hello everybody. I am mrBok and I am first Polish content creator for Ashes of Creation. I do stuff like YouTube content from like 5 years now. So I was part of Apocalypse. I start like I have like first packet like 2018 December, and I unlock all the cool stuff from Apocalypse. So this could be fun. And since then, I slowly grinding with try to read all the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It's very hard task. And even after 5 years, I found myself, learn something new.
Yeah.
And this is strange. Like
Here
after
are
5
his
years.
socials.
Yep.
There we go. Sorry, I was just sharing them out there asking for it.
Yeah, okay. And now when we closer to the Alpha 2, I stepping up a little bit to go more live. And you can guys see me a lot more on the Twitch.
Yeah. Penumbrals is hard to read at all. It really is, honestly. It's so vast and it's constantly changing because of all of the information we're getting. By the way, just FYI for those of you in our Twitch chat, you can redeem a request to submit a question, and those will be some of the questions we asked mrBok during this 15-minute-ish about the Bard segment. But my question is, so you make content. Do you intend to run a guild, or do you intend to just primarily do content creation?
Yeah, I was intent to set up my own guild, but after seeing your video, like Summit, with all these leaders, I don't know, it's a very hard endeavor to make a content creation, to have fun in game, and be leader of the guild. And I am afraid I will not have the time to do this.
That is
so
fair.
maybe,
We also are worried too.
Maybe we will do something like a little chill out guild, like all the crafters, all the gatherers, like just a little spot to hang out, nothing competitive. That might work.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, guild leading is going to be a full-time job almost when it comes to Ashes. So much stuff.
Like buying mayor,
Yeah.
Vote for Sunny.
Vote for Sunny. Sunny for mayor.
For those that don't know, though, where are you from, and like what region do you primarily do content for?
Yeah, so I am from Poland, and making content is most of my job is translate all the news from the English to my Polish community, And I am blessed, and I am very happy I found you guys and other content creators because you provide for me like a lot of ammunition, for my content.
Yeah.
You have a very good opinion. Ashes of Creation will be my first MMO RPG.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I try to play another games like ESO, Guild Wars 2, but now every game I compare to the Ashes of Creation. Meh.
Very fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yes.
So what sorry, go ahead. You.
Penumbral says being able to translate into the European market is great. I was just saying yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's definitely a big need for that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like people don't know Ashes of Creation very well here, and I see a lot of misunderstanding, Like people like to take Ashes of Creation and put in this box or this box. Like they have cash shop, it's pay to win, Like it's Kickstarter, it's cash grab,
Yeah.
And my job is to try explain people like Battle Royale was not try to make your money, It was like test environment to test the action combat portion of the game. And people still like don't know about Ashes a lot because it's very hard to understand this game when you don't spend like 50 hours, like reading the wiki.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could spend a lifetime reading that wiki. Like,
yeah.
I would bet if you were to sit there and just read the wiki and that's all you did, it would probably take you a good solid month to read everything top to bottom.
Right.
And that's if that's all you did with your time. Like you woke up, you started reading the wiki, and then that's what you did all the way until you went to bed.
Yeah, for sure. But it's a great head start for us, content creator who follow this game like 5 years plus.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, Warrior.
Hello.
So, do you have access to the Alpha 2?
Yes, I was part of Alpha 1. I have this $500 package.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so hopefully I will, be part of the spot testing soon.
Yay,
nice.
Yeah, finally play with you guys.
Yes.
I love it. Now, when you get into Alpha 2 as a content creator, what do you think you're going to be doing first? Like, what do you think you're going to try to dive into for content and or testing? Either way, if you're going to prioritize testing over content or either way.
Yeah, it's a very hard question because mostly, like all of you guys, the most important thing is to test the game and provide the feedback for Intrepid Studio. But in the second hand, you want to learn everything about this game, what this game have to offer. And you want to have something for yourself too, like test how to manage a large group of people. Maybe when I start to have a guild, then test a little bit of this there, make some friends, And Ashes of Creation, I think, is the first game when I want to make all things slowly, like enjoy everything, read all the quests, I am very big fan of the lore. I think the lore is a big part of Ashes of Creation and it's very deep,
Yeah.
Like last time I go back to this skins cosmetic lore and I find out that this little meteorite, which was on the live stream about gathering and crafting, this is a little pet that we can buy,
Yeah.
There's so much lore just hidden away on those items. It's
Yeah, for
crazy.
It
sure.
really is.
And Apocalypse lore too, it's very deep, you know.
Yeah, with the little
And I
memo
can't
things
wait
they would put out every week.
to discover all this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm very happy we have Sunny and all this, the lore forge.
Yeah.
They provides a good quality
They're gonna find
videos
all the
about
things.
this. Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna find all the things we don't, and they're gonna bring it up
Yeah.
and talk about it for hours. So it's
Yeah,
gonna be
for
great.
sure. Yeah,
But,
it will be great.
Exactly.
Real quick, Garcimile, thank you so much for the resub. It's very much apprecited.
Yes.
And like Penumbral said, the important thing is to break the game so they can fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
That should resonate with everybody. Those who really want to do testing and those who want chaos. Cause chaos.
Yes.
All the chaos you can. Break things, get into places you shouldn't. Not via hacking people. So don't take that out of context. I mean, climbing and accidentally falling through worlds and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
find all the things that are broken within the game.
Hopefully
Yeah,
don't
because-
fall through the world.
Yeah. Because for you guys, it's a little bit easier to give feedback because you have play a lot of games before, and Ashes of Creation is first MMO for me, so I don't have a lot of feedback to give them now. But when
Actually, I
I
would
start
say-
play,
you have the best feedback to give because you are giving feedback from a perspective of somebody who's not used to the genre. Whereas, like, I might overlook stuff because I automatically know what those things mean. You might be like, "What does that mean? I don't understand." Like, that's an important and invaluable insight to have. To
yeah, but
like-
I need to physically play the game, you know. Then
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, even from like a new person's perspective of playing an MMO, like in terms of like, how does it feel understanding the tutorial and how to play an MMO? Like, understanding and making sure that that is smooth and something that you feel is helpful, then
yeah, for sure, it's different kind of feedback from person who don't play MMOs.
And you know, just
Yeah.
exactly what Penn said specifically is what I was thinking is your views aren't tainted by other games. So
yeah,
you're not going to be entering with the, you know, what I really loved was this game, and or what I really hated was that game.
Yeah.
And that's going to taint your views to a degree, at least. Some people can remain objective, but there's always going to be some kind of bias because of what you experienced in other worlds. So
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
yeah, with this one, it'll be nice
Yeah.
and clean, and you can say, hey, I really liked how this felt. It was good. And that's
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
It's the most basic form of feedback. It's I liked this, I didn't like that. Hey, this isn't working for me. I didn't understand how this was presented, because that's going to be the important thing right there, right?
Mhm.
A lot of
And
people
we see a
asking
lot
for,
of people like trying to bend Ashes of Creation for their liking, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But you're going to be able to come
And
to it
so-
with just this makes sense to me, or they explained it well, or this wasn't explained well, that kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. And so, I like you said real quick. Wyone says, it will give them insight on to the onboard process for new players to the genre, and that's exactly what I was getting at. And then Enzo says, if you're new, you should know that if a rogue tries to pickpocket you, it's common courtesy to just give them all your money, especially if it's a pirate rogue.
Okay. But what if I want to play a pirate rogue?
Oh, that's a good question. That's
a
a
lot
good
of people-
question.
Do you give me money or?
Yeah.
Trading money back and forth all the time.
Yeah,
You just pickpocket him right back and just take it right
Like-
back?
yeah. Like, give me money, I mug you. Like,
Ooh, yeah.
there was a cool episode from Viva la Dirt. It's
Ah, I
a great
love
YouTube
those
channel.
guys.
They have one good episode, like two muggers mug each other.
That's funny. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oi, oi.
So we haven't had any extra questions coming in, but what I wanted to know is, do you like the idea of being primarily PvP, primarily PvE, or trying a little bit of both? Have you played primarily like PvP games, like stuff like Overwatch and things like that?
I was always a solo player. Like, I don't play a lot of MMO, so I do all the solo.
Okay.
And even when I play Albion Online, this was my first MMO, like for longest time. And I go to the world and see what I can do alone.
Okay.
So a little bit of gathering, a little bit of crafting, but then when I figure out I want to make content for Ashes of Creation, I try PvP, and it was so much fun. I don't even realize how fun it is to PvP somebody, you know?
Yeah, exactly. What
And
kind
this
of
game
games do you...
opened my mind, you know, to a little fight.
Yeah, exactly. I think so, especially with Ashes of Creation.
Yeah, that's why people who think, you know, Ashes is PvP game, like this corruption will not work. I will say, you know, just wait, try it, and I think you will have some fun with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I also, I think that as a person myself who likes to play a lot of story mode games, a lot like Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed, I am interested in trying the PvP in Ashes. So my next question is, what kind of games do you typically play now?
No, I don't play many games. I tried New World, but the fighting with the bow was a little bit too much action combat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I tried last week was alpha test for Core Punk. It was game like Albion Online, a little bit different, but from the top-down view.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to fill my time waiting for Ashes of Creation, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to commit my time to the other games, just to compare Ashes of Creation. Maybe when the Throne and Liberty comes out, like they will have 1 week open beta, I think, in 2 weeks or something like that. Then I will try it, but I will play Ashes of Creation. Of course, I want to try it just to compare these two games and see if this is any competition, you know?
Yeah, I like it.
So Planendorf, by the way, believes that you're going to go from I only play single player games to full aggressive player versus player aggressive action and just diving after everybody and turning your name red all the time.
Yeah.
Gonna be hungry for it, experience it, and love it.
I have this type of character, like I'm all in this side or all in this side, you know?
Yeah.
I jump 100% from one category to another.
Lloyd, I can go ahead and ask your question since you're the only one to kind of technically you submitted it. I will ask though, please. We do have the submit a question. I'm trying to get people in the habit of using that. It is only 10 channel points, just so that way the bot can pick it up. But since you're the only one to ask a question anyway, Lloyd is asking if you could request anything from Ashes of Creation, possible or not, what would it be?
Request something for Ashes of Creation?
Yeah, like if you wanted Ashes of Creation to put anything in the game, doesn't matter if it's possible or not, what would you like to see in Ashes?
Oh, it's a good question.
Basil says more bunnies, please.
More bunnies, but of course. But of course. Basil
I don't
would.
know. You know, I think Ashes of Creation make so good work and they put so much good stuff in the game. I don't know if I need something more from them.
That's fair. Garcimile wants it to auto loot the area you're in, so you don't have to go through and hit a button to loot from everything when you kill it.
Like sometimes I've heard, you know, people, I want this in game. Oh, it's be cool idea when Ashes of Creation do this. I said, you know, a little bit, you know, let's first make this game happen and then, you know, add another systems of the game, because when they add another things, then we can wait another 5-10 years, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, it's enough for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess I missed another question because I didn't see it come through in the redeem, but Penumbral asked, what class and race are you looking forward to trying the most?
Yeah, my favorite is Pyre, like Ranger, with a little bit of Rogue maybe for critical hit.
Okay.
This is my playstyle. I like to pick up every fight. And when I see like I'm losing, I want to make a tactical retrieve, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, then sit in my house, watch them, think about different strategy, and come back and try different build. But
Little
I'm survival,
Sneaky rogue play.
For me, it's not important to kill everybody I see, but to live, every engagement.
Yeah. Do you guys think Alpha 2 will be delayed
Not
after
cool.
the server meshing tests are not successful? I don't think so, Hangman. I mean, it is absolutely, it's possible. Anything is possible. I'm not going to say there's nothing that's going to keep stuff from being delayed, but the likelihood probably low, just because I think that the Alpha 1 inclusion is to test those servers meshing and things like that. So,
and it's feel like they're very confident they can make it because they add more people, to the test.
Yeah. But also that, I mean, at the end of the day, that is exactly what Alpha 2 is supposed to be about, testing the game.
Push the limit.
So yeah, there's, in my opinion, there'd be no real reason to delay unless something like catastrophic happened, like the servers weren't able to do anything at all.
For all these people say I copied them, we'll play with the same server. I'm from Europe, so don't worry.
That's okay. I'm sure there's going to be 1,000,001 Pyre Ranger combinations, but all of them are going to be different from each other because of the way that you build them. Just saying, different skill tree builds.
I mean, honestly, it's going to be one of the core fantasy class race combinations that people are going to go for. I'm pretty sure the Elven Ranger is going to be hot, whether it's Empyrean or Pyre.
And this was crazy too to see, like you guys were level 50 on the Not Wars.
15,
and, yeah, and just the limited amount of points you have and gear, you managed to build a different builds.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I suppose we could probably shift on over, because we're already doing it. Shift over into the topical talk. Yeah.
So first and foremost, I just want to give a shout out to Lloyd and all the other content creators that have attempted to break this down for people like me who don't really understand server conversation, server meshing, things like that. I think I mentioned this on what was it? Vladis's Wednesday stream. That was our first time going live on a Wednesday, by the way. That was really fun. I'd mentioned it that, confirming with Vertec that I understood. Basically, as you're approaching the line of two servers, you have a clone of yourself on the new server while you're approaching the line. And you're basically sharing the same mind. So anything you do over here is happening over here on that player's server. And then as you enter, you basically swap. So now your clone is over here, but you're over here. But it's still doing the same thing. And that's the best way that I could understand it in layman's terms. But Lloyd is actually an IT lead admin. So he did a really good job of explaining
Let me go ahead and bring his video up here while you're talking about him.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, fantastic job.
Yeah, I saw that you actually commented on there, mrBok. You're like, very, very helpful.
Yes.
I love that he used so many of the Crayolas in the box for the different little servers.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is really cool. I think that this is gonna really help with the future of having that chance of having 200 v 200, maybe even 500 v 500, and it just blows my mind what you can do in a game with tech. Like, I just do web development, so I kind of understand what's happening some of the time. But when it comes to servers and knowing like you can just spin up a server within a server within a server, it's just crazy. Like, one of those, like, let's say 11, if a bunch of people go into 11, they can spin up 3 servers to divide 11 to even the load. And I'm just like, my mind is just blown.
Wait, what? Huh?
So it's crazy. I don't know. I cannot imagine this tech. What are your thoughts on just the level that they're going into this?
Yeah, it was funny to see how Intrepid managed to keep it in secret, like so many years.
Yeah.
They don't tell us everything, People think all this live stream, they show everything to hype the game. But now we see like they working, cooking in the background, and they truly show us all the things they want to feedback from us, not what they have,
Yeah, exactly.
And it was so crazy, like Intrepid Studio don't use something done before.
Yeah.
And, a little bit bend, a little bit fix, put a little bandage here to fix the problem or the mask the problem. They go deep and try to resolve the problem, the root problem,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly, Oracle. I was telling Vertec, I was like, if this is the reason why we haven't really seen an Alpha 2 for the last 3 years, they were cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Even Penn brought up, PI testers didn't even know they were doing this. And Hangman, that's an additional response or additional thing we could add to Chibi's response is Maggie said that we were unknowingly testing that in the
Node Wars test
that we took part in. And that may have been why it felt messy at the very beginning, because maybe it was one of the very, very, very early introduction of that tech.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, it felt really very smooth. Like it got really buttery really quick. Again, not
from
quite.
I understand, Lee Floyd say they now they take the cloud route. Like all the servers are from the cloud, so maybe that's why it was a little bit laggy. But when they put their own host and premise, then will be a lot of better,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they had previously said they were doing AWS for their servers, so that would explain why there's not really any central
cheaper,
US. Yeah. So. I mean, Vertec, you did a really good job of explaining this, I think, last night or this morning about them needing to spin up a server for a moment and that not costing as much as like perpetually.
Yeah, because cloud stuff, it's always based on usage time or reservation time. And if it's just, hey, we're going to need this type of server spun up as soon as possible at need, there might not be as much reservation cost. And the rest of the cost would end up being, instead of, say, a cloud server that's powerful enough might cost, say, like $10,000 a month, just to throw a random number out there that might be accurate. But that's running like 24/7, right? Like just continually running. If it's only up for a quick like 30-minute war or siege or something like that for a couple hours, it might only be, $150.
Yeah. Planendorf says, one of the most underestimated thing in the game industry, in my opinion, is the clarity that having people playing your game gives you. Super appreciate you PI folks helping us out for the Node War live stream, and I can't wait to play with y'all during the spot test. Oh, I love that. That's nice. So sweet. Thank you.
Thank you, and you're very welcome.
It is honestly equally refreshing from the consumer side, having dubs in your chats and seeing in other people's streams, talking and interacting with the community. It's one of those things that I feel like it shows Intrepid cares. And also just being able to engage with you. Like we were honestly like a little nervous to engage too much with like asking you questions because like we don't want to get you guys in trouble. But then we were like, hey, I will worry about not getting myself in trouble. You don't have to worry about that, But I think that's a good example of, just loving. He's here to police your NDA.
Police the NDA. Police Endorf over here.
Police Endorf. You're allowed to talk about performance a little bit. Yeah, whatever we did with the Node Wars testing. I mean, when Maggie said that, the only thing that came to mind that made me think this is server meshing was at one point during node testing, they had us all go to like one area, both sides, and we were just like running around, spamming abilities and just like swinging weapons and stuff like that. And at that time, if you were like off in the distance, I don't even know how in-game distance works, so I'm not even gonna try to give you a footage
Not even gonna try
difference.
it.
But off in the distance, we can still see people, but they were kind of like stop motioning across the cliffs. It was really kind of entertaining to see. But as that same person came closer to you, they became very buttery smooth. Like the second you entered within a certain radius of me, everybody was very smooth. But who watches the Watchmen? But that's the only thing that came to mind when she said that we were testing it during the Node Wars test. So
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
very excited.
Either way, if that was one of the early tests, it makes me even more confident because
Right?
yeah, it spun up pretty well. It felt good.
yeah, the time how fast they fix things. It's very impressive from our point of view.
Yeah.
Like even Alpha 1, you know, like something
Right.
is broken, okay, 5 hours, everything is
There's
fixed.
the
And then it wasn't
implemented
broken
fix.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, we have the best community and the best developers in the industry, no?
Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. The speed that even continued in with the Node Wars test, the speed at which they implemented fixes was amazing. Also, Hangman, I don't know if there's going to be a collector's edition, but they are intending to bring back merch. So there very well might be a Vera map for purchase. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Vera map, I can recommend go to the It's Fane. He's very good at this.
Yeah, soon TM, exactly, soon TM. I love how they keep taunting us with the merch. Like behind Brian was like the journals, and I was just like, I want one.
Yep. Yeah, on the table behind Brian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
The
recall
map
seeing
from
this
Steven,
before.
like with these big ears, like the cup.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh my god.
that handle alone looks like a huge ear. I want merch so bad. See, you and me both, Planendorf. You and me both.
You see, that mug was multi-purpose. That handle can be detached and used as a club. Not sure if you knew this.
Yeah.
First time.
Oh my gosh. So also I just want to share this out because Ash's Moments, I came across them previously on like X before. But they actually did a really good breakdown of the live stream and did it in a very searchable manner and easy to follow. I don't understand a lot of this, but what I did get out of it is it's going to really change how Ashes is going to run compared to a lot of the other MMORPGs. I love that there's going to be no loading screens between them. It's going to just be seamless merging from one to the other.
And I think it's much bigger. They push all the industry forward with this technology.
Mhm.
Like
I think it's about time too, because look
Yeah,
at how
yeah.
old this industry is, you know? Yeah, no loading and no layers. It's amazing to hear. I also love I love how well Intrepid took such a complex thing and made it very easy to follow with the visuals on screen. So seeing that translucent barrier between the servers and then seeing Kevin doing his moves.
proxy
while-
Kevin, right?
Yeah, proxy Kevin. And then also having the server with like player 1, player 2, and player 3, where player 1 dives into the water and it's showing the update of that information to player 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's why this was so amazing stream. Like they don't just talk about it; they show us everything. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Planendor says Dark Lord Kevin.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited. Yeah, this definitely sets the bar for what Unreal Engine 5 can do and allow the team to market their backend creation to others. Absolutely. Hi, Moonman. There is so much about the network architecture and backend of Ashes that is revolutionary for massive online gaming. I agree. I'm not really sure, like, obviously it was a lot of work that went into that, but I'm not really sure what, like, I don't know. like how difficult it was to create something like that, I can only imagine is kind of what I'm getting at. The intensity of creating something like that.
Yeah, I just know when it comes to all that setup, the one thing that popped out to me is naming the microservice tracker after one of the Varen gods kind of gives me a little bit of
Shoals Eye, right?
Yeah.
Some Horizon vibes. Like there's going to be a team dedicated to Shoal. There's going to be a team dedicated to all the different gods, and they have different duties and responsibilities inside the game.
Team Shoal is working on this.
Yeah.
Verino, Ashes, I don't know if they're gonna have a tabletop game. I can only hope. I will be first in line to buy that. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. I don't know when it's coming out, but I'd like to be first in line. Wizard asks thoughts on the possibility of a DDoS attack during Alpha 2 from a salty hacker. And Lloyd, I'm sure you would have some input on this as well. Bertek, I saw you responded, so I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, I think a DDoS attempt is pretty much gonna be a guaranteed. Like pretty much gonna be a guaranteed. Like even if it's not somebody salty specifically with Intrepid or salty specifically at Ashes or salty about anything, it could literally just be someone saying, "Hey, there's a new game coming online, and I just wanna see if I can break them."
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
I mean, it may not be a bad thing in the purpose of testing, right, mrBok?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a term called script kiddies, for those who aren't aware. It basically mean people that want to, they have that glamorized view of that hacker lifestyle from movies or what have you, and they just go around and they Google up different code and Google up different scripts, and they just throw them out there, trying to just see if they can attempt to make something happen so they can show their friends, "Hey, look what I did. I totally hacked them." And they may not know what they're doing. They're just doing it for, crits and giggles.
Fun.
And,
but I think with Ashes of Creation, it will be a little bit more difficult because it's a new technology, These hackers and cheaters maybe don't know yet how to hack this kind of system. Like all the other games are a bunch of clones, It's maybe much easier for them to hack this kind of game.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Hangman, I feel like it's an eventuality. I'd rather it happen at the beginning so that they can figure out some ways to help prevent instead of it during live launch.
Yeah, there's a lot of protections out there for it nowadays anyway. I mean, a lot of companies will have protections in place to where a DDoS is going to stop them for like 30 seconds to a minute. And it's going to be, "Oh, whoops, you had to log off and, log back on." But it's under control now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Warriors that you can stop it,
Exactly. It's bound to happen. I mean, look at what happened with Apple. Apple was like, "We're unhackable," and then like, a week or a month later, they were hacked.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't start with me on Apple. Every time they poke the bear, they get something striking at them, because every time they say something like that, like, "We haven't been hacked in blah blah blah," like a week later they get hacked.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's putting the challenge,
Yeah,
Part of me thinks that is either a PR stunt to make people try to hack them so they can fix things more, or they're just being overly confident.
I think overly confident is my vote. Because
yeah, that's fair.
Man, it's just one of those things. Like, it's just that nobody cares to is what the thing was. Nobody cares to. You can fly under the radar for only so long, but when you put yourself on the radar, it's a totally different story.
Yeah. Also,
Planendorf.
Oh my gosh, Lord Forge!
Lord Forge, well, come on in.
Cheers.
Thanks for stopping
Welcome
by.
on in. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, people. Lord Cannonball. We love Lord Cannonballs.
Yeah,
Just
we were.
Please aim for outside of the tavern. Don't destroy the tavern with your Lord Cannonball. That's all I ask.
Yeah. It's okay if we get the impact, like fireworks are going off. That's cool.
Yeah.
But let's not tear down the walls.
Yeah.
Por favor.
please.
But yeah, we were just talking about you guys over there. We were talking about Sunny for mayor, and how if we miss any lore in the game, you would end up being the ones to have found it and probably already done a deep dive on it by the time we discovered that it existed at all.
Yep. And I actually, it's really fun just to like load up all of their lore segments and just listen through them sometimes. I feel like I'm just listening to a story time.
Yeah, they make very good job on this.
Yeah. But yeah, no Kool-Aid man making a hole in the wall of the tavern, please, and thank you.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Arcadias, if the Titanic taught us anything, it's to never make such claims. Not even God can sink the Titanic, they said, and it sunk. Apple claims to be unhackable, and they got hacked. Exactly. So it's like, it's honestly, eventually it will happen. If it's not today, it might be tomorrow or a week from now. It's going to happen. It's an eventuality. All that matters is that you get yourself prepared for it as a company to deal with whatever comes your way.
Not an if, it's a win.
Yep. But also, I don't think that it's one of those overly value-add. I would like to pose out the same challenge. No, you're fair, Sunny. You are the economic person, for sure. I will definitely be looking for some economic guides from you because I am not smart when it comes to economy. But I don't know what I was getting at. Oh yeah, please, nobody can definitely send us $1 million. There's no way, right? It's impossible.
There's no way. There's no way we'll reach 2,000 subs.
No way we'll reach 2,000 subs. That's like crazy talk. But the other thing, talking about crazy talk, is doing something that apparently people said that they could not do, which is turn UE5's single thread into a multi-thread, and thus improving things immensely.
Just saying.
It was a funny moment, like it cannot be done, so we done it.
Yeah, that was something that absolutely cracked me up, and it's such an Intrepid thing to do. If there's anything you can say with things that Intrepid has been doing, it's like nobody's done it before, so we did it. People say it couldn't be done, so we did it.
Yeah,
like it's nothing,
Like, yeah, exactly. And honestly, I think that's why everybody on that video sounded so thrilled and excited and just giddy in general. Is like this was such a thing to accomplish, and they got to get the spotlight on tech things, which doesn't usually happen when it comes to talking with fans and players or prospective players of a game. Usually it's all the combat systems and quests and raids. No, we're talking about server tech, and that just doesn't usually happen.
Oracle, I'm just gonna say, I feel like the cosmetic lures that they cover apply to everybody's server. I think it's multiverse wide. But no, that's fair. I think it'd be fun to have some lore for our own server as well. But I do want to add on to what Vertec just said. Just another huge shout out to Hunter, Alex, Kevin, Andrew, Antonio, Adam, Ish, and Doug. Like, we could hear the smile in your voices while you were talking about the tech. Like, it came through very clearly and very obviously. And the passion that the devs have, just when you hear them talking about anything, even Planendorf, like, it just, I don't know, there's something about it that it just, I think while we inspire you guys also inspire us in terms of, like, we're excited about this game, but hearing you excited about the thing you're making when you're in there day in and day out makes us excited even more. It's like, it feeds into each other. It's an infinite loop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Arcadius.
Yeah, Arcadius. Yeah, looking at even, I'm not sure if you looked at the Star Citizen Reddit, but yeah, they had a big, long discussion. It was within like an hour of the Ashes live stream. They had a big old discussion about it. comparing notes on the two different styles of server meshing and which was better for which game and why, and if it would even work the way that Intrepid's doing it, or if it would even work if it were changed up to be. Yeah, it was crazy. It was really long and really fast. I was surprised how quickly they picked it up and ran with the conversation.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it's one of those. I think it's difficult to say that we are the first one or we're the only one to do this, unless you truly are first one to market with that. I think you're Star Citizen is a good example of being the first people to try and create something like that in terms of with their own engine and everything from the ground up. Whereas I think Intrepid is basing it off of Unreal Engine, and Intrepid is the first one to base it off of Unreal Engine and do these things that we know of. And the reaction to everything is going to be crazy, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it plays out going forward, because Star Citizen has their big tech team that has been working on this for years to develop the technology, whereas there's 8 people at Intrepid who are working off of Unreal Engine. So
yeah. And honestly, another thing to add on there is we definitely feel a little bit giddy at being able to have apparently a better system for Ash's scale and everything, at least.
Yeah.
And having it done so quickly by such a small team on an engine that really wasn't built for any of that.
Yeah.
So they basically had to tear apart the Ford Mustang and rebuild a Dodge Hellcat.
Yeah.
And they did it. But at the same time, competition breeds excellence. It's been said before many a time. So the fact that Star Citizen came out with that, their adaptation to server meshing could very well have, and I don't know if it was, but it could very well have been an inspiration towards Intrepid on putting the foot to the gas.
Cars?
Yes, cars. But it could have been an inspiration to get their foot on the gas and maybe learn as who was it that just said that? Aberrat. Yes, Aberrat just said early adopters often get beat by people who get to learn their lessons. So picking up some of the results that Star Citizen had could definitely have tipped them off on some different approaches and different ways to go about a few things.
Aberrat says, disclaimer, we have not seen it work yet. Whereas, us PI testers for tech, we physically tested it without knowing that we tested it. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Also, welcome in.
There was always a fear that Ashes of Creation takes so long that another company steal the ideas from Ashes of Creation and release the game before Ashes of Creation, right?
Yep.
But there is something to be said about that, right? If people are saying New World took ideas from Ashes, but it was done in such a rushed manner that, ultimately it's kind of flopping according to the numbers. I've never played New World. I follow Nice and and they talk about it all the time. So that's all I can reference my thoughts off of. But then you have, Ashes looking at things like what Star Citizen is doing, and they are really taking their time with everything, Oh, you're smiling.
Yeah. Just wanted to say hi. Yeah, Miss Wolverines, I think it was from Michigan. I think is what it was.
I was about to put a German.
No. It's a really old friend of mine from way back before even SWTOR days.
Wow.
Ran in a guild in World of Warcraft. So just bumped into him the other day. He reached out and said, "Hey, how's it going?" 'Cause he saw me online when we were playing Overwatch. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. It's much appreciated. Damn, that's old, says Mr. Noobtastic.
What took you so long?
Yeah, what took you so long?
Oh, I pulled the chair.
We've seen the server meshing work. Well, we haven't seen this dynamic grid. Intrepid hasn't let us on yet. I don't think Intrepid's I mean, even if the dynamic thing doesn't work out all that well, there is still server meshing, which sure, it's same old thing, new game. But I think they are probably on the right track. I can't say that with 100% because again, I'm not versed in server technology whatsoever. So
yeah. I mean, on paper and what they're describing and everything, it sounds like it'll work wonderfully. It's just going to be the quote unquote like the finer details of working out exactly how the data is going to be handed off, how smoothly, how much of it is going to be loaded, like how soon should something start prepping a server. Like you don't want to wait until everything's in the red before you start getting a server spin up, right? Like there should be a trajectory upwards and you're in the yellow and still projecting upwards at a certain pace, and then let's spin it up just in case, and if we don't need it, we'll shut it down.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, Turgo, what's up?
Turgo.
So the other big thing to come out of this most recent live stream is that Alpha 2 keys are returning, and some people are not too excited about it, but if I understood it correctly, it would just be access to Alpha 2, not like the Beta 1, Beta 2, and all the other stuff.
Cosmetic.
We don't have... Huh?
No cosmetic, too.
Yeah, no cosmetic, things like that. We don't know how much it's going to cost yet. I think they're still in negotiations for that. We don't know when that's coming up yet. They're still in negotiations for that. But the reason why they are potentially thinking of opening up Alpha 2 keys is because I think they are feeling pretty good about the servers. So they're feeling like the direction they're going with the server meshing would be able to hold more people than what they were initially thinking. So I think that's why they put the cap on. Previously, they did say that they may open it up in the future. So now we are here in the future and they're talking about potentially opening it up. But more importantly, I'm really excited for this because they announced that Alpha 1 testers will start getting invited to spot testing. And it will be done with the top 500 testers from Alpha 1 in terms of like player time, forum activity during Alpha 1, of reporting your bugs, talking about your experiences, things like that. And then an extra 500 Alpha 1 testers randomly selected from there. And just to kind of keep your eyes out, because I think if I understood the Discord messages correctly that were sent our way, there may have been some already sent out as early as this last week. So check your emails, make sure you log in to your forum account, make sure you know what email that is. But I'm really excited to get you guys in there with us. I'm really excited to test alongside of you. And it's been a long time coming, and I don't know, I just can't wait.
Yeah. It's gonna be fantastic, I think, to actually start seeing this spin up and start seeing more of the A1 people get in and start seeing, as we get closer to the A2 launch, it's gonna be bananas. And I'm just really excited they're actually opening it back up for people, because it's going to give more points of view, because getting the same not the same people, I should say, in there to do the testing, it's good for like improvement along the way. But somebody that just gets fresh in there right out of the gate, like, hey, let's just pull you in real quick, it's a good way to get some fresh eyes in. But my interpretation of the A2 keys going up again is just that they're stripping it of all of the cosmetic stuff, but it would be A2 through Beta 1 and Beta 2. That's my interpretation. I don't think they necessarily spelled it out like that, but I think that's it.
And like Fupo said, it was stated when they closed the sales that they would be bringing back possibly if tests made it possible. And in Fupo's opinion, he thinks it's only good to get more people in there, and I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Steven have a limit how much bears he can spawn.
Yeah. But how are you feeling about all this? About like the Alpha 1 being able to get back in, Alpha 2 keys being on sale again? How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's cool for me. I don't really care how much they charge it. I'm happy that they are so confident they can manage this, so they open up. It gives me confidence that we are going in the right direction.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm making it a pun. I don't know if you remember the bear incident where Steven accidentally spawned 5,000 bears. So, Poliwag says, we are the bears this time. So I put, oops, spawns 5,000 users. Okay. I'm banning you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Sorry, that person is spamming our guild's Discord at the moment. So, but anyway,
fantastic. Didn't even see that.
Yeah. Well, he was spamming all of us. He was adding everybody like 1,000,001 times. So.
Oh lordy. Okay, bye.
Hello, Gruntag. Welcome in.
Gruntag, hello, friend. Welcome on in.
I feel like especially to teleport in the abyss by Planendorf. Probably Planendorf is like, you know, what do you call that? The random person. Somebody who like you can't like. I don't know. You can't foresee what they're gonna do. Never mind. I'm ruining it.
The chaotic friends.
Chaotic, yeah. But also, cheers, Gruntag. Unpredictable. There's unpredictable, but there was like a phrasing for it.
Wild card.
Wild card. Thank you.
Right.
He's the wild card.
But yeah, Turgo, if you hadn't seen it, you should definitely try to look up that video for the 5,000 bears. Apparently, he meant to type 500 or 50 or something like that. He put some extra zeros.
Extra zeros in there.
Steven,
that's hilarious.
Trying to learn to play his own game.
Yeah, right. The admin panel, man, that will get you.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry. Planendorf says, no. If you go into the abyss, you die and just respawn. I'm gonna teleport you into a rock. No escape. I said, see you, wild card.
That's even more terrible because in most games when you're inside of terrain like that, you can see out, but nobody can see in. So you're just gonna see little edges and corners of the rock where it meets, and you can kind of see from a different angle. But the rest of it, you're gonna see the outside world, and they're just not gonna see that you exist. You're not gonna be able to move.
Yeah. And also, yes, Bard. How could I forget? So we were told that we might get a Alpha 2 date announcement as early as the next live stream, aka Bard Showcase at the end of the month. Which Mr. Bok's like, I'm gonna be a ranger rogue, so.
Yeah, I just need a little mana, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think this is exactly the reason why we don't have Rogue. We have Bard this month, because Bard is more needed in the combat than Rogue.
Yeah.
And you guys complaining all the time like we don't have mana enough to
Yeah.
I know. I need mana.
Right?
I need mana.
Yeah.
Someone else to help the group. I like it.
Exactly.
I'm super stoked about the Bard because I've been so disappointed in so many other games that they bring in a Bard and it's kind of a reskin of some like different purposed class. It doesn't feel like there's a reason to call it a Bard.
Yeah.
But something that's going to be a true support in an MMO that has a Trinity also really excites me. Like, it's not designed to be a healer that also has some support skills. It's not designed to be a tank that also has some support skills. It's not a DPS with also... No, it's supposed to be, like, true support, like Enzo just said there, yeah. It's supposed to be a true support. And that also excites me. So it's a... It's a perfect storm of I don't know if I'm going to love it or just kind of like the idea of it until I play it. But, oh my gosh. Oof.
The only bard I've ever played in an MMO warrior is Final Fantasy, which is not your typical bard. It's just basically a fancy ranger.
Yeah.
I don't have one. Turgo.
You disagree?
I'm saying...
I'm just hoping,
right now.
like they do something with Bard like they do with the healer, like you can be a little bit more proximity, like go to the fight with others and not just stay back, and provide some buffs to the party.
Yeah.
You have something more to do, just click a few buttons.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't know, Royer. I can say I haven't played it and this is my disclaimer, I haven't played Final Fantasy 14 and how long has it been, Chibi? Like 4 years or something? 5 years?
Yeah, around the time of like Endwalker.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Endwalker like first came out was the last time we played it. We played it for about like 2 months, maybe 3 months. That's the last time we played it. But before that, I had played Bard. I tried to play Bard, and it was just, it didn't feel like it was something that should have been named Bard. So I kind of dipped out after getting like halfway through the leveling process. I said, there's no, I wanted to play a Bard. This doesn't feel like something that should be called a Bard. So tapping out.
I mean, it feels like to me, it felt like if you had a ranger with the Bard secondary, that's what that would feel like to me. I think. If I play Bard, I want to play Dire Straits while supporting everyone. But I also don't know what a Bard would look like in an MMO, because I haven't really played one that had a Bard outside of Final Fantasy. That's it. So it's just not what I was expecting out of a Bard is all.
Yeah, that's exactly. It didn't live up to the fantasy what a Bard could and should be or be able to do.
I like that. It needs to be a cross between a Pied Piper and a Captain Jack.
All right.
Bard with a Spotify add-on.
Okay.
Right? Same Armored Monkey. I'm interested in seeing what they do. Because, like, I saw, you can see, remember mrBok in the intro, they had the flute.
Yeah,
and he was just walking around playing the flute. Like, that to me seems more like Bard.
And I want to see what other instrument he can play, you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe. If my Bard can't play metal music, I'm not interested.
Yeah, like metal music.
Yeah. I like it. But, Vertec. Go ahead, mrBok.
I don't know, like give some shaken status, you know? With metal music will be cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Give them like play like some heavy metal like guitar solo or something, and it makes the other person like nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just reading through Royer's comments there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's changed up a bit since I tried it, or maybe just the actual like Bard feel didn't come in until later in the class leveling. But like I said, I only got about halfway through, and I think what was the max level at that point? I forget what it was, but I know I was about halfway through it, and just said, "Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I can't go any further."
Yeah, I don't know. But Fupo says Bear has recently done a rock album, so who knows? Early Bard in Final Fantasy 14 sucks. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's both of us got as far as that, and we were like, that doesn't feel like a Bard to me.
Yeah, that's probably exactly why it didn't feel that way to us. We got halfway through and said no. I've always been the opinion that a class really needs to start having its identity. Its actual, you can tell what it is identity by like level 10, you know? And of course that's a subjective number, because who knows how many levels there are in a game from beginning to max, right? So
yeah,
let's phrase it in terms of hours. If it takes it should take you 10%, let's call it 10% of the time that it would take you to get to max level should be a class identity should develop right there. Like probably 6 to 7 hours of actual game time is what I'm thinking, because you get the intro, which is just
to what level?
To a level where you feel a class identity starting to develop.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Because like you want to get started, right? And then get a little bit of this is what the game world is, this is the story, get you seated in there, put you through some stuff that you can't mess up. Yeah. Because they give you skills that are destined to make you succeed.
Yeah.
And then you start getting into the customization stuff after you've reached a little bit of class identity. Start to wake up to what you're supposed to be doing. But getting all the way up to the end game before you find out what you're doing has got to be a bad feeling if you end up not liking it, you know?
Yeah.
At the same, like a lot of people have fear that the class identity is discovered just on the 25 levels. Like you pick augment and that's it. Everybody like till the 25 feel the same, you know?
Yeah. And that's actually, I know that was something that was a worry of Vladis's with the, the tank and the cleric. But as we've been able to talk about with not only Brigand, but Phantomax, and I'm sure other tanks with Vertec, like Fupo versus Vertex tanking experiences during the Node Wars, like everybody was able to build in a way at level 15. We're all the same level. We have access to the same exact gear options and the same exact skill options. It's just a matter of like what you chose and what you wore that really changed how you played. And I like that already. That means a lot. Being able to have that level of control over your character at that low of a level is really important, I think, for a game like Ashes.
Can you imagine like 8 bards comes together to make a big spell?
Oh my god, yeah. That was actually something that somebody put on the I think either the forums or the Reddit, where they're talking about like, could you get a grouping of people, or maybe it was the Q&A, could you get a good big group of people together? What do you think 8 bards together would do?
Yeah.
Because I know they said Summoner would be like getting this big like Goliath summon, But like 8 bards together is just called EDM party, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just saying, it starts a party. But no, honestly, I think it'd be great with something like that. In something like a raid, or yeah, even a raid, I suppose it could end up just lasting longer. Like the buff could last longer, persist through death or something. But in something like a think about a siege, like a node siege, because that's where a lot of people are talking about making the summoners combine to make a big one. It would just have a larger effect. Like it would affect the entire battlefield. Like everybody on your side of the fight would end up getting that buff.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll last longer and persist through death. That would probably be the thing that I would say to make happen. Because it feels
force enemy to dance,
Force the enemy to dance, yeah. give them all like a 5-second. They have to dance.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. My body's just moving on its own.
Love it.
Oh my gosh. But I was gonna say bards which are just traveling from tavern to tavern, getting drunk and not doing a single quest. That'd be hilarious. Because the bards won't be weak, and they can fight and hold their own. So what do you suppose their attacks will be? Music that kills? That's a good question. Oh boy. Really?
Do what?
Plastic Lemon just said Narc Raid.
Oh.
Really? Fake news.
Fake news.
I was like, of all people, us. But yeah, what do you think? Because I mean, in the preview of the Bard thingy, right? I was gonna be confused. I was like, why us out of nowhere? Because random. Yeah, but anyway, in the preview he's showing the area wide effect of him playing the flute and it like attacking the creatures. So do you think that the music will be the way that you attack?
I don't know. I hope so.
Or like,
do you make some effects like shaken or something like this, these tier 1 effects
like debuff.
Yeah, but I think this video was like they put this spell from the caravan live stream, they put it on the bard and fly everybody in the air, just for testing.
I mean, I'm just saying, death is the ultimate debuff because it's just the ultimate slowing down of heart rate to nothingness. So bards could actually absolutely attack via debuff, right? Just make it strong enough.
Bleeding from ears,
Yeah.
Get enough stacks. I mean, you played horribly. They're clawing their ears out.
But there's actually a book series I'm on right now that they have Godborn type people, and one of them is Bard, is what they call them, or Bardborn. And that's how they do, is when they're singing or acting or doing something that you would relate to being like bard worthy, they're literally just impacting everybody's thoughts around them and their activities.
Interesting.
So they can kind of make people do what they don't want to do or didn't intend to do, just strictly by their presence and talking in a certain way, or singing, telling, poems, music, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Inspiration, something like this.
Yeah. Armored Monkey says that, I don't think they're gonna go whack somebody with a flute. And Mr. Newtasser says metal lewd smacking peeps upside the head.
With a flute, all it is add an extra tube on there with some blow darts, and you can play the flute and
just replace the mouthpiece.
Turn it just a little bit to the second blowhole and shoot a dart at people for a split second,
Oh my gosh, does Bard tank me and their voice is super annoying?
Absolutely. How much more of a taunt do you need than a screechy violin? Am I right?
I really just love the idea of things like Tasha's hideous laugh and just debuffing them by making fun of them. I don't know. I love that. I would love to hear the twang as you crack someone upside the head. Twang. Oh, I broke a string. Dang it. Now I gotta go buy another. Bard the new assassins. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they need to figure out how to, like with tank. Like PvE and PvP. Yeah. Like the same spell has to do different effects,
Yeah. Sorry, I just had Vertec.
Uh-oh.
We could literally play out Battle of the Bards once the secondary comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd need to actually wait until that one is fully released. That one's still not fully released yet. They still haven't put it together.
I was even meaning physically in Ashes, a Battle of the Bards.
Oh, yeah, we could make our own little one in there.
Yeah, at the tavern, Battle of the Bards.
Okay, Battle of the Bards.
That's I think that'd be fun.
It's going to be an official TGF Tavern event.
Yep, there you go. We'll figure out the logistics of all of that when we get in game.
However, Ashes will let people play music. It's going to happen at the TGF Tavern.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Wolfie McKee. Jeez. Well, I think on that note, we covered a lot, honestly. It was really good talking about servers. As limited as my knowledge is, I'm just excited for what they're trying to accomplish.
It's revolutionary on a couple different levels, to be honest. It really is, and that's not something that I say lightly. This is literal game-changing tech here. Yeah.
Hey, Elra, welcome in, Everoman. Hopefully you can vote in a tavern if the bard is good or bad and throw rotten tomatoes at him. Oh no, sorry for not following already at Wild. All good. Twitch does this thing sometimes where I think that I'm following somebody and it shows that I'm not. I'm like, did I get confused? Did I follow on a different account? Did I just think I followed? Did Twitch unfollow me?
Did Twitch unfollow? Yeah. And honestly, we never pressure anybody for follows or subscribes or anything like that, because it's purely based on if you like our content, you'll swing by, and that's the most important thing, is just interacting with us, hanging out in chat, and just conversing, asking questions and giving answers, even when we have questions, because sometimes we don't know everything. Right. We don't know a lot of things. We go to the wiki for a lot of stuff, but
also you guys teach us a lot too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But follows are great and subs are amazing, but they're not everything. Just hanging out here is great.
Right, exactly. A day less of waiting for Alpha 2. Exactly, Hangman, exactly. Every stream, one more day closer. Every day, one more day closer. But mrBok, do you have any final thoughts on our topics today?
Oh no, it's good. I think we covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think it was really cool seeing from your perspective, because you're probably the second person I've come across who's never been in an MMORPG before. So I am super anticipating hearing your thoughts as we get into Alpha 2 access and things like that. Because I don't know, I think it's so exciting. World of Warcraft was my first MMORPG. I ended up playing with my dad when I was younger, and he introduced me to MMORPGs, and I fell in love thereafter. And it really changed my world, and I prefer MMOs over any other game, just because of the number of things that you can do in it. for the amount that you pay each month. It's just crazy. Endless fun. Hey, Wizzy. Aw, I'm sorry you got locked out. But I just wanted to say to everybody else here, thank you so much. Thank you for coming and chatting with us about servers and everything. I believe somebody is about to go live in about half an hour. So if you're down for it, we could do like a post podcast show thing here. And that way, for those that are listening to us on Spotify in the future, you can just go check out our YouTube videos. You'll see the post podcast there and hear what we talked about. But for those of you that are here with us, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us. If this is the type of content that you like, actually, I'm sorry, I don't have that, but I will set that up since you're using it. If this is the type of content that you enjoy and you enjoyed hearing us with mrBok, we always do this every week. We grab somebody from the community. This month, we are blessed with pretty much new people that we've never met before. So I'm very excited for this month leading into Alpha 2. And we have all of our previous episodes on our YouTube channel, which are officially caught up. If you like long form streams like this, or if you like segments, we will be posting a few segments here and there. But either way, please feel free to give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitch, and hit that notification bell to see when we go live. And if you want to help support us, you can either subscribe on Twitch, become a member on YouTube, or support our Discord, which is a place where we'd like to share lots of sneak peeks with you guys for supporting us. But nothing, and I mean nothing, supports us more than you coming in, chatting with us, and hanging out with us while we're live with our guest.
Indeed. And so, folks, we have a. Actually, no, never mind. Sorry, brain freeze. It just died in the middle of my sentence. But mrBok, did you have anything or anywhere you would like to refer people? Did you want to plug your channels? See what kind of content you're looking to make in a future? You know, let people know on the way out.
Yeah, you can find me mostly on YouTube, and when Alpha 2 starts, you can find me at Twitch.
Yay.
And stay tuned, I will be Bok.
I will be Bok.
I love it. I love it.
You've worked it in there.
It's fantastic.
Finally.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
All right. Well then, thank you everybody. We're gonna just close out the show as normal, but we're gonna hang out here for about 30 minutes to hang out and just chat. Folks who are watching this on YouTube later, this is why you show up to the live show. You know what I mean? So you can get bonus content that's not going to be on there later on, in theory.
Yeah.
All right.
And we'll be back after we go to the end screen for just a moment so that our editor knows where to end the podcast. So,
all right, everyone.
See you in a minute.
Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for experiencing this with us. And most importantly, thank you for spending your time with us.
Yes.
And we'll catch you around next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hello again. We're back.
Maybe we can go
forever,
back.
Says Pally.
Oh, are we back on the just chatting screen?
No, we're back on the video one. I can put us on just chatting though.
Yeah, I think that might be nice. That was long forever. I know. I'm sorry. It is Ghost. Boo.
Ooh. I'm a talking skeleton. Ah.
Oh my gosh, I love Tiny Tina so much. mrBok, if you've ever played D&D or Dungeons and Dragons, and you like the shooter type games, Tiny Tina's Wonderland is basically a shooter looter type game that is combined with D&D. So you find these dice and they increase your luck depending on how well you roll overall.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I was playing some Baldur's Gate 3 in preparation for It was
very fun.
So cool game, you know, and it was in Alpha 2 like 3 years or something.
Yeah.
Or early access, and you know, if they can make it, we can make it too.
Yeah. Also, for anybody
fair.
wondering, this is a mojito. And it just felt like a great thing to call it a strange Nicoan potion.
There you
So
go.
I'm just gonna drink some.
I was trying to think of a good name for that. Where could
Me
that
too.
be?
I was like, I don't know what this could be in terms of a potion.
Beachside Sunrise?
Beachside, barren side sunrise. I don't know.
Yeah.
Potion poppin'. Yep. Stamina regen. Oh, I like that one actually. You want us to guide the raid to Lude Lloyd? We will do that. Because I believe Lloyd is about to have Vladis on for a
What?
reverse 1v1 today.
That's bananas. Reverse. Uno reversey.
Uno reversey. So
That's
he's actually going live
insanity.
in a minute. I thought it was in like 30
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, we were
My
ready to
bad.
hold on to people for a little while now, but yeah, as soon as he goes live, we'll swing on over there.
Thank you,
Well,
Izzy.
you know, says Royer. Yeah. Potato pavodka,
Time?
same thing.
Time? What's that? What? I don't know. Time.
Time is relative. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Bach, maybe my ears blinked, but just in case Chibi didn't mention it, if you're on like a time limit or something and you got to run away, please do feel free.
Oh, no, it's good.
Okay. Just
I
didn't want
was
to
so
keep you prisoner
excited
here.
to join your two guys, in the
Oh,
tavern.
yeah.
I will stick around a little bit.
By the way, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but he's not in a portal. That's kind of what
Yeah.
caused us to be a little delayed today. Is
I'm
we
physically
have-
here,
he's physically
Yeah.
behind the bar with us now, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Vlad is
yeah.
episode 99.9999998. Yeah, he's trying. He's trying to wait for that Steven episode. Which makes sense. But one of those things.
Yep.
but,
Got to go 1.00 something episodes at a time.
Yep. But no,
Could you imagine that? Like
imagine.
a content creator legitimately having an episode strike, just waiting for a Steven interview. Just
I
sitting there,
mean,
like going live and saying, "Nope, not today," and then
Yeah.
ending stream. It's every single day,
Yeah.
popping on, "Nope, not today."
but I mean, we did reach out and we are hoping to get Steven on one of our future streams too. So only a matter of time. But Mr. Bach, actually, we were talking before the show, and you were saying that this is your first time interacting with other content creators for Ashes officially,
Yeah.
for like a collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And in another language, so it's many first time for me. This podcast.
Yeah, and it was very fun. It was really cool having. And being that you're from. Are you from Poland?
Yes, I'm from Poland.
Okay. And being that you're from Poland, like your English is pretty well that you're able to keep up with us
Oh, thank you.
like-
Yeah.
throughout this. So
It's much
better than me.
easier to understand than say something,
yeah.
Yeah, that I took.
Aw, Enzo.
I took a few years of German in high school.
That's what I was
and-
telling him. Yeah.
That was a long time ago. I can still understand some, but when it comes to speaking, I forget the words. It's much harder to remember the words and how they're pronounced
Mhm.
Yeah.
than it is to hear them and know what they're supposed to mean or have an idea at least,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
for sure. But
And I use German every day, so my mouth try to put,
Oh.
for the German words.
yeah.
And
That's-
I try to speak English. That's a banner. So
I was trying to do like the German equivalent of Spanglish, but my brain was not clever enough for that.
mm,
What
But I-
time is it anyway? It's 5:40
Mhm.
here, Roar.
Yeah.
yeah, I think Margaret is from Germany, right?
Margaret, you know what?
I
I'm not
actually don't know where
certain.
she's from. I don't know much.
I can swear I heard she using some German words sometimes.
Ah, yeah, I don't know. And then just enough
Hmm.
Spanish to accidentally offend the shit out of people when traveling to Mexico.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Planendorf. Thank you.
Yeah, when you learn half good words and half not so good words, and you forget which are
Uh,
which.
Yeah. Well, then there's languages like Mandarin where I was trying to compliment somebody, but then I called them water because, like, I was trying to say that they looked handsome, and I told them they looked like water because the word was close. The connotation on it was a little off.
Yeah.
And all these crazy Chinese tattoos like people make and
Oh my gosh.
don't know what this mean.
Ballywags, your dog water, bro.
Your dog water.
Oh, that's terrible. I mean, hilarious,
Luckily, they
but
understood
terrible.
enough English that I was like, handsome, handsome. You look handsome.
Oh man, yeah, Mandarin has a lot of like intonations and just like wrapping your way around a certain vowel in a certain way changes the word completely. Boggles my mind. Like, how long does it take somebody to really learn all the intricacies of that language?
Yeah. I mean, there's also like knowing when something is like the end of a question versus like a different word altogether. Yeah. And so I'm trying to imagine how I would react if someone came up and said, "Hey, look what." I think.
Why, thank you.
You look water. Look in water over there. I mean, we're kind of close, right? I mean, I'm really short, and if they're taller than me and I'm calling them water, am I still technically calling them a tall glass of water? Because that's how we call people that are handsome in America. So maybe.
Yeah. It might be an idiom that hasn't made it there yet, but you know, close.
Yeah, it's funny because after 10 years in Germany, last week I find out then when you say yeah, it's okay, but when you say in different way, like yeah, then it's mean kiss my ass, you know?
I love it. See, it's stuff
a little
like
bit twist in the way you say it, and it's something different.
Yeah, exactly. Vertec, by the way, when I went to Michigan for work, I contacted Adrian. He invited me over to his house and was over there for a few hours just talking about old guild times. Pretty fun. Aw, wait, is this the guild you were telling me about?
No, this was before that one. Before the real life guild that like melted into nothing because people were crazy.
the guild that was before the guild.
Yeah.
Episode.
Yeah. No, this was legitimately. Oh, not even Plague. Like there was after all that stuff, there was another guild that I joined up with people who lived local to me.
Phantom.
It was all local people, and it just melted because people drama, and it amplified because we were also in a World of Warcraft guild, and it was only us local people that lived around each other, and we hung out, went to like Dave and Buster's and like movie nights and stuff like that together, and it was interesting. Yeah, big oof. Oof. It sounds like a great idea, but man, it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah. I met Vertec actually during the Kickstarter for Ashes of Creation and the Discord for Ashes of Creation, and now we run a podcast together and tavern together. So.
Yeah, Ardrian, I haven't heard of him in forever.
Did I say his name wrong? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was Ardrian.
Ardrian. Okay. I need to make my font bigger, man. Mucho dog water.
Yeah, Ardrian, he had a unique setup because he was I think he actually owned his business, and he would sit in the back with his game running. And if a customer to walk in, he'd be like, "All right, guys, I'll be right back." He would literally like mute his mic, walk away for like 5 or 10 minutes, and come back and be like, "Yeah, I had to take care of business real quick." And then he'd sit back down. But he was sitting down playing his game within view of the counter of the workspace. So, it's a unique setup.
Ballywag says to Phantom X, "Are we calling Steven Steve N now?" Phantom X.
Yeah.
Also, Mish says, I met my wife on World of Warcraft when we were all raided together, including Vertec. I think that's super awesome. Like, people say it's not possible. Like, oh, it'll never happen. But, like, two examples right here in the room, you know.
Yep. And yeah, one of these days, because I'm down in Florida now, and we every once in a while drive up to like Virginia, Pennsylvania, and whatnot to visit family or do work stuff or whatever. We'll have to, if you're still in the same region, like right around ish 95 on the way up north, we'll have to swing by and say hi.
Yeah.
Make a pit stop.
So, mrBok, what is one thing you are very excited to try out for Ashes of Creation? Like, what sounds the most exciting to you?
Most exciting thing I want to try mounts, like timing. Yeah, it sounds so complicated system.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
That, like they're all gonna have their own
fits my
separate
playstyle
stats.
very well, you know. Yeah. Like this crazy word, like mixing. I don't remember what doctor, our doctor say.
Yeah, the animal husbandry.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's genetics, you know.
Yeah.
It sounds very complicated, but yeah.
Man, let me tell you, Doc Burns has a way of making anything complicated sound so easy.
Yeah, but it's going to be crazy if all the mounts have their own different abilities, both combat, non-combat, like different stats. Like some are going to run faster than others, and it's going to be fascinating. Just breeding mounts in the game and using them for combat is going to be crazy.
Hey, Grumpy. We don't have any chicken right with us today. Sorry. We are actually, I see that Lloyd is now live with his reverse 1v1. So we are actually about to raid over to them. I think that's a good time. They got about 1 minute left on their countdown, so it should be just good timing, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same Grumpy. I never heard the old Grumpy's voice there.
Oh, okay.
It was a guy we used to raid with long time ago, World of Warcraft.
Oh, you're talking to Mitch. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
No. Yeah, I don't think it's that same Grumpy.
I was like, oh, somebody just, took over Grumpy's account now? Okay. Getting us all confused. But what is not confusing is heading over to Lloyd for his 1v1 with Gladys. So, Vertek, do you want to do your typical closing ways?
Yep. Well, I'll get us just headed on over there. Thanks, everybody, for jumping over here with us. Thanks for hanging out in the after show as we get ready to raid over to Lloyd and his interview with Vladis. Two great people, so it's going to be a great show. Right.
Yeah.
We'll see you over there.
See you over there.
Take care and bye again, but for real this time.
Bye.